You see this watch collection right here? Believe it or not, these are appreciating assets.
There's a problem with the wave.
Hey, what's up everyone? It's Maxwell. I'm a serial entrepreneur and a real estate investor, and I'm here to tell you that my Rolex collection is actually a sound investment that is actually appreciated over 2020. So let me tell you how I actually got into Rolex. So I never would ever fathom that I would buy a watch that is so expensive. Never in my life. I could never explain to anybody why I was wearing a watch that cost so much money. So when I traveled to do speaking events across the country, and before pre-COVID, we used to do a lot of events. I usually travel with a security person. And so this particular security person, Saverio, he was telling me, hey, look, we were hanging out in New York City about to speak at DJ Envy's event. So we're hanging out at the mall, like across the street, and we walk into Rolex. He's like, man, you should actually go buy a Rolex. I was like, dude, I'd never buy a Rolex. I could never explain to my mother that I paid this much for a watch that just tells time. And he was like, no, man, these things are investments. If you can find them at the right price and get the right ones, they're gonna hold value. I did not believe it. So I started to go home and I started to research more, and I asked some of my other friends, and I said, yeah, no, I got a Rolex collection. And the more I started to do some research, I learned that these Rolexes were actually an investment. So that started my kick. I went out and I tried to find the best Rolex I think possible to go out and invest. And I fell in love with this watch. Let me show you here. So this is the first watch I've ever purchased, and it is the most complex watch that Rolex actually makes. It is the Sky Dweller Professional Series watch. It's like the watch. I got this watch for about $41,000, I believe it is. I think it was like $40,000. I absolutely love this watch. It is so heavy, it's solid, it's 18 karat gold, heavy as heck, and it is the most, like I said before, the most complex Rolex and sophisticated Rolex that they make as far as all the stuff inside, and that's why it's so thick here and so heavy. I absolutely love this watch, but it's not an everyday wear because it is solid 18 karat gold. It scratches very easy, so you have to be careful when you're wearing this one. But this one I bought for, let's say, $40,000. I actually love this watch. I still, to this day, until now, when my mom's watching this YouTube, she never knew how much I paid for this watch until right now. So yeah, $40,000 watch, but this watch right now is worth $50,000. So just on this watch alone, price values went up so much. $40,000, $50,000 watch as it sits. Then I keep the whole box with me and always keep the papers and the Rolex card they give you and all that stuff. I don't know, I got all that stuff. So, but the thing is, I'll never get rid of these watches. Now that I know there's investment, I'm gonna keep these things. So let's move on to the second watch I purchased. It is called the Batman. The Batman watch. They call it the Batman, obviously, for the colors, and this is in the Jubilee setting. Now keep in mind, I'm not like a watch guy. I don't know everything about these watches. I just know that for this watch right here, I believe I paid around $10,000, $9,700 plus a little bit of tax. This watch right now goes for $16,000 on the market. And once again, I really love this watch. It's real simple, sophisticated as far as like, oh, it looks pretty cool. It dials, this is called the GMT Master 2 Batman. Pretty cool watch, I love it. But I bought it for $97,000. It's now worth about $16,000. It's now worth about $16,000. Love this watch. So let me see, my next watch that I bought, this is pretty cool. And I didn't know that this watch had like a crazy story to it. Well, as far as like that it was called this, but this watch is called the Pepsi. And as you can tell, I really love the Jubilee bands versus like the other bands. GMT Master 2 Pepsi. Pretty cool watch. I don't know, I like it. Funny stories, my dad worked for Pepsi for 22 years and retired. And my mom, for a while, I think all she had running through her veins was actually Pepsi. She doesn't drink Pepsi anymore. She drinks water every day, which I'm happy for. But Pepsi, I remember as a kid, my dad used to work at Pepsi. We used to work, he used to be in the headquarters in New York, and I got to play like Super Mario before it came out anywhere. They had like a daycare at the job, and you could go there and like, I don't know, play games, and we would eat pizza for free because Pepsi owns Pizza Hut or something like that. Anyways, nice watch. It's a good talking piece. It's not an expensive watch. This is another watch that I bought for $9,700. This one goes for about $12,000 or $13,000. So this one's went up a little bit, but I still like it. I don't wear it that much, but overall, it's a great watch. This next watch that I bought is another Sky Dweller, but this is a Sky Dweller, and it's a two-tone. This is a Sky Dweller two-tone. I like it because it has the black face in there. It's lovely. It's got the black face. I wear a lot of black, and it's real complex watch. It's not as complex as the other one. Actually, I think it is. See, I told you I'm not a watch person, but it definitely doesn't weigh as much as the 18 karat gold one, but still a solid watch. I paid $17,000 for this or so, and it's worth about $22,000. Now let me tell you the story, and I don't know if you know, most people can't walk into Rolex and just buy certain types of watches. You can get the day dates and those ones, anybody can get those, but what happens is you start to rank inside of a Rolex store. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be telling this. But what happens is you need to have a good relationship. What happens, Rolex doesn't like people that like to resell these. So I'm not a reseller. I buy and I hold and I keep it. And that keeps the value skyrocketing, right? Because Rolex has built a phenomenal brand and a great product when it comes to a watch, but they don't want resellers buying these and then turn around and sell them the next day. So they actually track the serial numbers, and when they see them online for sale, they know that you're a reseller, and when you go back into Rolex, they won't sell to you because you're trying to defeat the purpose of what they're trying to do with the brand. So I bought this one, I liked it, but I really bought it to keep my status with them. I still love it because it's an investment, it goes up. And just to keep a good relationship with my people at Rolex. Not that they forced me to buy it or anything. I just like, I like the watch. Anyways, now this watch, I really love this watch. And I almost didn't get this watch because it's the hardest watch to get. It's not the most expensive watch that I have, but it is the most iconic watch that you can get. So I believe there's a actor slash NASCAR guy that made this watch famous. This is called the Panda, also known as the Cosmograph. I believe it's the Cosmograph Daytona, but it's the Cosmograph Daytona. I love it. It's simplistic. It's just like, it's no gold or no nothing, but I love wearing it with like a real dressed up type trench coat or whatever. And it's really a talking tape because this watch is absolutely hard to get. And because I have such a great relationship with Rolex and I spend, a required amount of money and I'm not a reseller. It's very important not to be a reseller for these things and you just buy them and collect them. I was able to get this one. It's worth I bought this for about $13,000, $14,000 somewhere after taxes. And this one goes for about 30 grand. So this one doubled in price this year in 2020. And it's I actually wear this on a daily basis. It's probably one of my I wear this watch the most. But that's my Rolex. So I spent about 90 something thousand in Rolexes, and they're worth 130,000 aftermarket value right now. So I absolutely love these watches. I love every single one of them. I won't sell them. I hope to pass these on to some kids whenever I get them. I really love them. But I think my favorite watch, probably this one because it was my first one. And this one's hard to get. And the only reason I got this is because I had to make probably about 50, 60 calls. And a good friend of mine, Gabriel, made a phone call and he got this like that. But every single other watch I get from a good friend, Krista in Charlotte at Finks. Shout out. No, they're not paying me. I wish they would. But Krista in Charlotte at Finks. So they answer the question. Rolexes, if you buy the right ones. And let me say something. This watch here, yeah, it's $50,000. But I see rappers wearing this watch or some version of this watch. If you see a Rolex with diamonds and bezels and all those things on it, you devalued a very expensive, sophisticated timepiece. And unless your diamonds are put in by Rolex, you have been gypped. So don't go get diamonds put in aftermarket. Don't let some street jeweler tell you that, you know, this thing has diamonds in it, it's worth more. No, it's actually worth less. So don't go outfitting it. Literally do like Jay-Z, just buy the watch and wear it. You don't have to, don't do anything to it. That's how you're gonna keep your value. All right, guys, so my Rolex collection is an investment. It has gone up roughly 30-40% in 2020. And as I see good collector items and Rolex watches out there, I'll continue to buy as long as I'm blessed. So if you wanna make the decision, cool, buy a good Rolex watch. Don't put any diamonds in it. Keep good care of it. And you'll have something that you can enjoy and is an investment. I hope you guys like this video. If so, please smash the like button, press subscribe, and share this video with a friend. And I'll see you guys next time. Keep hustling. Peace. All right, wait. Before we end this video, I do love my watches, but I want to show you my favorite watch that I bought for 2020. I can't believe I almost forgot. Like, it is my favorite watch. This watch has made me probably, this watch in itself has probably made 50 times its value that I paid for it. My iWatch, 600 bucks I paid for this watch. Literally, I make deals on this watch. These other ones, yeah, they may go up investments, but this one here makes me a whole lot of money. So my favorite watch for 2020, shout out to Apple. I really like this watch. I wear it most of the time, actually.